Let your results speak for itself. Let your work speak for itself. Let your performance speak for itself. Do not try to sway public opinion. Don't run a smear campaign on your competitors or other guys who are trying to enter your space. Instead, focus on yourself. Focus on your own backyard. Focus on getting better, becoming better, providing the most value that you possibly can for your customers, your subscribers, your followers, for the world. Okay? Because when you do that and you come from that frame, you're always going to win. Okay? And I guarantee you will become successful that way. You are never going to gain success in this world by trying to pull down other men. Okay? Your competitors, people who are trying to get ahead of you. You're never going to win that way. The only way you're ever going to win and become successful is by focusing on you and putting the absolute best product you possibly can out there into the world and letting the market give you feedback, okay? Do not try to control the market. Do not try to sway public opinion by doing attack videos or response videos or running blogs or sites or anything like that where you're trying to pull somebody else down. Instead, use that time and energy to focus on yourself and putting your best work out there. What do you think I do? How do you think I became successful? I take my own advice, okay? I don't worry about the haters. I don't worry about people running smear campaigns on me, or doing response videos or other petty little bullshit like that. I focus on myself. You notice I never respond, right? And whenever somebody does shit like that too, it'll always backfire. It always backfires on them. Because whenever somebody does that to me, they say they do a response video or they do a hater video or they write something derogatory about me, what happens? It backfires, doesn't it? I gain more subscribers. I sell more products. I sell more programs. I gain more followers. I gain more power. And I didn't have to do anything. They're the ones who are doing all the work. They're the ones who are doing all the bidding for me. You know why it doesn't work? It's because when somebody runs a smear campaign on you and your shit is actually good, those people will come over to your channel or to your business or your storefront expecting to hate on you, expecting for you to have a shitty product. And then when they get there, they look at some of your stuff, your products, your content, and they go, whoa, this guy's actually pretty good. Guess what? They start to follow you. Then next thing you know, they start buying your products. And they become some of your most loyal subscribers. Why do you think I love haters? Why do you think I love these response videos? Because it keeps feeding me power, right? Because I am a hardcore capitalist. I do not try to control the markets. That is some feminine ass shit right there. When you're trying to control people's opinions, people's thoughts, you're trying to shame them, whatever, so that you can gain power. That's not how you win. The way you win, man, is you got to put your work out there and you got to let your results speak for itself. Somebody wants to attack me, for example, what do? I just put out more content. I put out better content. Okay, I used to play sports. I used to play football. And one thing that my coaches and my teammates noticed was that when fans would boo and they'd be angry and they'd lose faith in us, that's when I would rise to the occasion. I love that. I love proving people wrong, right? And so when haters want to hate on me and then they try to turn their audience against me, then their audience comes over to my channel. Guess what happens? Their followers become my followers. And then those people that they're trying to turn against me end up buying my products. It always backfires. Check the analytics for yourself, right? It's hilarious to me. You have to let your work speak for itself. Don't get dragged into junior high bullshit because you got other dudes or even other chicks hating on you that are not mentally mature and don't believe in themselves enough to compete against you. So they have to sink into this low value mode where they're doing all sorts of dumb, stupid, just nasty, really petty, just unattractive shit towards you, negative, toxic shit towards you. It will always backfire so long as your work is good, okay? And even if your work is not that good yet, you should be focused on yourself and improving your work, improving your products, improving the value that you're offering to the world. Okay, and that's what I'm constantly striving to do. I'm constantly striving to get better. I'm constantly looking for ways that I can help my subscribers even more. Now, imagine if I took even an ounce of that energy and effort and started focusing on people who are hating on me. People are like trying to take me down or whatever. Then I would not be able to produce the best product possible. This is why I am very much against companies that hire based on identity, like identity politics, right? They hire you based on your sexual preference, like if you're gay or transgender, you'll get higher status as far as like getting hired. Or if you're female, they'll kind of bump you ahead of everybody else, your male peers. I don't like companies like that. I don't invest in companies like that, and I sure as heck don't buy their products. You know why? Because they're not putting the best product on the market. Instead, they are more focused on being socially correct, politically correct. They're more focused on politics and SJW shit versus actually giving the customer the best value for the money they're spending. Okay, because your focus can't be in two places. It can only be in one place. So if your focus is not on providing the absolute best product possible for your customers, then guess what? You're not going to be able to do that, right? This is why I'm a huge proponent on making sure your RAS, which means your reticular activating system, that part of your brain that controls your focus, is 100% focused on my results, the value that I'm trying to bring to my subscribers, my followers, my customers. That is where my focus is. This is why I always produce good products. This is why I get rave reviews. And even my haters can't believe it. It's like, well, how come all these people are like raving about his product? No, it's because I put the best shit that I possibly can out there, and I let the market speak for itself. It's like you're always gonna have like, jealous, envious idiots out there who are going to try to talk shit, and they have no backup. They have no recourse. All they could do is try to slander you, again, run a smear campaign on you. But when you look at what your actual customers are saying, it's polar opposite, right? And this is why on my own channel, a few months back now, I uploaded a very quick video saying, hey, let me know how I've helped you in life. Let me know in the comments below. And so many of you guys, thank you very much, by the way, so many of you guys dropped comments. I think I had over like 800 comments on the video, maybe 900 comments, just basically guys going, hey man, M, you saved my life. Hey M, I was ready to commit suicide, man. Moments before that, I ran into your channel. I started watching your content and I stopped myself. Or hey M, oh my gosh, dude, you saved my marriage. My 20-year marriage was going down the tubes. My wife was about to file divorce. She was gonna try to take my kid. And you know what? You saved me. You saved my marriage. My wife can't get enough of me anymore. I hear all sorts of stories, guys. And it's because my focus is very clear, okay? My focus is not split. I'm not distracted. I know exactly where I'm headed with the value that I'm trying to provide to the world, okay? I don't get distracted by, stupid shit that people are doing. Even as I shoot these coaching videos, right? I'm out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm over here by the Wynn, as you can see here. There's the Palazzo. I'm staying at the Venetian. I was at the Cosmo earlier in the week. I'm out here for the month, so I was staying at Cosmo and I started to get bored, so I switched over to the Venetian because it's kind of like closer to the areas that I like, by the Wynn and the Encore and XS. So I'm over here right now, but as I'm shooting this coaching video, there are people walking by, people behind me, they're looking. Some people are wondering like what I'm doing. Other people are like, oh cool, that guy's shooting, looks like he's shooting YouTube videos. And then every once in a while somebody walks by and they're like, oh, that's dumb, and it's like, hey, you're entitled to your opinion, but you know what? My results speak for itself. What are your results? What are you doing? Nothing. You're just sitting here hating, walking by, because you can't do this, right? Because you're too weak, because that's what haters are. Haters are weak, so they try to pull you down. It's no different from when we were back in school, right? I remember I played sports in high school, and some of my buddies that I grew up with, we started to go our separate ways by the time we got into high school, and like jocks became jocks, and then kind of like the nerds became the nerds and whatnot. I had a lot of old friends that once I got to high school, I didn't change. I still treated them the same, but because I was playing sports, they were like, haha, that's stupid, that's dumb, it's because they couldn't do it. You might have had that too. You might have experienced that with classmates that you had where it's like you were trying to better yourself or you were involved in activities, and instead of being like, hey man, that's cool, you're the man, you're the boss, instead they're trying to pull you down, right? They're trying to do the crabs in the bucket. So I'm not down with that. I am all about letting the free market speak for itself. Again, I am a hardcore capitalist, right? I let the free markets give me feedback. Like if my ideas suck, believe me, I'm gonna hear about it. This is why I laugh too whenever somebody's like, oh, think it's a scam. It's a scam, you know, and it's like, okay, if it's such a scam, how come when I take students out on boot camp or guys who get my program, they're sending me photos like weeks later, months later, you know, even years later, still showing me all of the hot chicks that they're still dating, that they were able to bring in their lives. Many of my students have gotten married because that's what they wanted to do. That's why they got involved in game. They wanted to get, like, find a really cool chick, hot chick to marry, have kids, start a family with. And many of those guys accomplish that because of what they learned from my program. So whenever they hear guys yell, scam, scam, what do you think they're saying? They're laughing their ass off because they got results from it, right? Because again, I let the free market speak for itself. And this is why I have such an insanely high like ratio to an insanely low dislike ratio on my public YouTube videos, right? You see it for yourself. You see like how many likes I get versus dislikes. I could get 1,000 likes and maybe get less than, say, 10 dislikes. It's insane, right? I have like a 99.5% like to dislike ratio. You almost never see that on YouTube, right? It tells you that, hey, this guy is pumping out really high value content. People like it. People are getting value from it, right? And this is why even like when guys come to my channel for the very first time, you know, some of my most loyal subscribers now, my best customers, started out as haters. They found my channel and they're like, who's this guy? Who's this clown? You know, he's not alpha. He ain't no pickup artist. Yo, he's, what? Him? Right? And these same guys, after like watching my coaching videos over and over, within time, they're like, shit, this guy's making a lot of sense. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I like this guy. Next thing you know, they're like telling their friends about my channel, and so on and so forth. And next thing you know, these guys are in my programs. I'm taking them out on boot camp, and they're like, dude, I hated you at first. Now I can't. I love you. You saved me, and all this other stuff. You know, it's because, again, the free market will always give you that type of feedback. Whether your product, the value you're providing in the world is good, or if it sucks. Okay, you don't need to run a smear campaign, spend your energy taking anyone else down, especially your competitors. Focus on yourself and focus on letting your results speak for itself. Your performance, let it speak for yourself, right? Let it speak for itself. This is why, like, I don't know if you guys follow like American football, right? I'm a huge NFL fan, played football my entire life up until I couldn't play anymore, right? I'm a big proponent of letting your results speak for itself. When it comes to professional athletes, they have no choice, right? I mean, their agent can try to get as much money as they can for them, but at the end of the day, it's about your performance on the field. What are your stats? What was your record last season? How did you help the team, right? It's all about your performance. You can get on ESPN and cry your ass off all you want about how, oh, I'm not being paid enough, and oh, I had 2 sacks in 2 big games or whatever. It doesn't matter. You could cry all you want. Oh, this other lineman that plays for another team, he's getting $2 million more than me. Doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, you're gonna get paid what you're worth. It's kind of like when I hear people bitching about like their jobs and like, oh, you know, I'm not, you know, they're not paying me enough. They're not paying me enough. Well, then go work somewhere else. Go get what you're worth, right? Go get what you're worth. I've worked jobs where I wasn't being paid enough, and I'm like, hey, this sucks. I'm not getting paid what I'm worth, right? I remember when like my very first job, I was working at Round Table Pizza. And even at that job, I was like, hey man, this sucks. I'm only making a few bucks per hour. I'm never gonna make it on this income. And I remember like people were like, then go work somewhere else. Stop complaining. And I'm like, you're right. And then I went to work somewhere else. I went to go like sell women's shoes at Union Square Macy's. I started making more. And then when I was getting tired of that, I'm like, hey, I'm not being paid enough. And then I had to move somewhere else. And then I was like, I realized there was a ceiling of how much I could get paid based on my skills and my education. I was still in college, I was still young. And I realized that there's a ceiling that I couldn't break. And that's when I was like, I need to start my own business. I mean, that's the ultimate evaluator of how much you're worth, is when you start your own business and then you start providing a product to the world that you can sell. Depending on how many people buy that product will tell you if that product sucks or if it doesn't suck, right? But the market will always give you that feedback. This is why I'm all for the free markets. I hate when government gets involved. I hate when government tries to stick all these regulations on certain businesses or put all these quotas out there. You have to hire 5 black people, 5 Asian people, 10 women CEOs, or whatever. I rather have the government get their hands off, get out of our lives, and just let the free market handle it. Because the free market will always fix itself. We don't need a stimulus. We don't need any of that shit. It will always self-correct. Okay? It will always self-correct. If you want to do big things in life, great things in life, if you want to reach the next pinnacle in life, you have to start with yourself. Okay? Put 110% focus on yourself, becoming the absolute best, the best you that you could possibly be in the world, because nobody can compete with you, right? Become the best you that you could possibly be. Don't worry about your competition. Don't worry about dragging them down. Don't worry about what they're doing, right? Worry about you. You know, I love it when my competitors are watching me. I love it when they're obsessed with me. I love it when they're spending their days doing videos about me, hater videos, response videos. I love that. Why? Because it brings me more power. It sells more of my products, that's for sure. Brings me a whole lot more followers, that's for sure. Every time a new response video comes out, my subscriber base all of a sudden spikes. I look at the YouTube algorithms, it spikes. I get more views, subs, likes, comments. People sign up to my email list. People sign up to my programs. Why? Because they come over expecting to hate. Then they were like, oh shit, this guy's stuff is actually good. I'm gonna sign up, right? Of course you're gonna get a few guys who will hate you no matter what. You know, but for the most part, if your stuff is good, people will follow you, no matter what anybody has to say about you. Okay? If your stuff is good, you're adding value to the world, you're helping people, people are always gonna follow you. Okay? Let your results speak for itself, and the rest will fall into place naturally and organically without you trying to control it like a little bitch, right? Because only females try to control things. Only feminine energy tries to control things, not masculine polarity, okay? Because when you're in your masculine polarity, you will let the free markets speak for itself. You will let the free markets do your bidding. You won't try to control shit. You won't try to control the outcome, okay? Never try to control the outcome. Put your work out there, put the best work you possibly can out there, and let the free market give you feedback. And if it sucks, you'll get that feedback that it sucks and you need to improve, okay? And if it's great, you'll get that feedback too. All right, so I'm gonna wrap up here. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from Alpha Male Secrets, signing out from the Las Vegas Strip here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I'm hanging out for a whole month, taking time to myself and just enjoying this insanely awesome weather and just enjoying life and just continuing to journey through life. And I don't know where I'm gonna go next, but right now I'm here on the Vegas Strip. So, until next time, don't forget to smash that like button below. Smash that like button now. Better yet, destroy it. Destroy that like button. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube channel. And more importantly, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel, right? Helps me out a ton when you guys subscribe. Means I can come out here to Vegas and shoot more coaching videos for you live with this insanely awesome scenery. So make sure you subscribe to my channel as well.